Hey Janice, how are you? I just got home. I think you missed the beginning part of the video. I just got home. I made dinner. I fed the dogs. I walked the dogs. Everything went well and it was perfect. I noticed one of them didn't pee very much, and one of them I don't even think he peed at all. But I came home and I just went to go get up in my bed and like hunker down with them for the evening and start watching Netflix. And somebody peed the bed. And remember when I told you I was like, I need to hurry home because the dogs are loose in the house? Because I didn't want to kennel them because it's sort of hot and sticky today. Well, sure, lo and behold, one of them was asleep on the bed and took a big old piss right where I sleep. So I'm in the middle of doing tons of laundry. The bed is stripped bare. I'm trying not to be upset about it. So I thought, well, fuck it, I'll do a pop up. Excuse my language. I was like, fuck it, I'll do a pop up and listen to, look at other people's problems. So maybe mine will diminish for me. Let me pick some incense really quick. Let me plug in the music and get centered. My dogs are like in the other room because they're like, they know they're in trouble. They saw the sheets come off the bed and they're all like, uh-oh. Everybody went to their kennel without even being asked. Hey, Belen. Hey, Karen. Hey, Ann. How are you? Hey, Alicia. Hi, Anahara. Hey Tammy, hey Rosemary, hey Ducky. Hey Ducky, I'm glad you're here. How do I make you an admin or a moderator? Show me how to do that, please. Hey Mary, if you could show me how to do that, or can you tell me how do I make somebody a moderator? Can I tap on Ducky and make you a moderator? It says pin comment, delete comment, block Ducky, cancel. No, that's not how. How do I? Hey, Marita, how do I? Also, I'm so done with this stuff. How do I pin my own comment? No, that's like reply. Choose how to go live. No. How do I write my own comment in my own? Oh, this is so dumb. I'm not buying pee pads for the house. They are all old enough and know better. It was a matter of me leaving them out. It was my fault because I left them out of their kennels because it was hot today. But I'm not putting out pee pads. They're not that old. They don't need to be learning to pee in the bedroom. Like, no, I'm not making it okay for that. Honestly, I think it was Bodhi. He's getting old and he's just like, he sleeps so soundly that I think he just goes into a deep sleep and he relieves himself and he doesn't even realize it. How do I pin a post, guys? Does somebody know? Can somebody explain to me, please? Or maybe I need to do it from YouTube. I swear to God, I'm actually going to do readings. I promise. Once I get my shit together. Give me 1 minute. What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day. Let me see here. I don't think anybody should come in here. I'm not really happy with anybody right now. I think you guys might want to hang out in there. Let's share this to the business page. Go to the post on your page's timeline. Wait, where? On my phone though. That's what I'm. To pin a post to the top of your page's timeline, go to the post on your page's timeline. I don't understand. Oh, I'm so brain dead when it comes to this kind of stuff. Hey, Laura Purcell DiNardo, how are you? Hey, Janet. I know that there's a way. No. On your Facebook page timeline. Okay, so, but there's no way to do it from my phone? Let me see. Maybe I can steal it off of. Hold on one second. I still don't see where I pin it to the post, though. That's the thing. Let me see here. Okay. And then how do I pin this? Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not technically savvy when it comes to this stuff. I can comment it. Let me see. Can I comment it? Once I get my shit together. Give me 1 minute. Technically savvy when it comes to this stuff. I can comment it. Let me see. Can I comment it? Get my shit together. My comment didn't come through though. I did it where? I don't see it. Ducky, where did I do it? Click see more on Ducky's post. Hold on. Oh my god, you guys. I pinned where? I don't see what I pinned. All right, I've just put it up in the. I'm adding somebody because she's asked. Maybe she knows. Complete and total random stranger. It doesn't seem to be adding her. But I don't see the pinned part. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, how do I make you a moderator? It doesn't seem to want to be adding this woman either that wants to be added. So I don't know. Maybe it's my internet connection. I am in Mexico. So sometimes the internet's like later in the day when more people are off work and stuff. I think more of it's getting used by people. So it becomes a little bit dodgier. I don't think it, no answer from the video guest. Okay, well, that's nice. So please like, share, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed to my new YouTube channel, please like and share and subscribe to that. I'm trying to get people to know that I exist, that this is what I want to be doing. This is what I feel passionate about. This is what makes me feel happy when my dogs pee the bed. It makes me feel better so that I don't get upset with my poor babies because they don't know any better. Hold on, let me get incense. Let me pick an incense for us tonight. What are we feeling like? I want to burn compassion tonight. I feel like compassion is a good one for tonight. We're going to burn some compassion because who couldn't use a little compassion in their lives right now? A little bit of love and compassion. My dog certainly could. So let's set that on fire to get that smoke wafting through here. Okay. And then let's get a little music going. It's the same music that I always listen to, but I like it. It makes me feel good. Hi, how are you guys? Sorry, I'm a little scattered. I was totally like, I felt like something was saying, get on, do readings, and I was being lazy, and I was going to totally just go crawl into bed and eat brownies and watch this really weird show that I watch called I Nori Love Wagon on Netflix. It's a Japanese like reality show where they put 6 or 7 Japanese kids on a road trip and see if they can find love. Don't ask. I'm a weirdo, but I love the show. I'm totally addicted to it. Anyways, so it calms me down too because they're speaking Japanese, and something about Japanese has always been very calming influence for me since I was like a really young kid. I don't know why. I think I was Japanese in a lot of different lives. I've always been really compelled by the culture, and I actually got the opportunity to go to Japan about, I don't know, 2 years ago. It was amazing. It was like brilliant. Felt like I was home, and it was so weird, and it was sad to leave after 17 days of being there. It was like I felt like this weird connection there. But so for those of you that don't know me, my name's Dan Geist, and I have a small business that I call Engelgeist, which means angel, and Geist in Engel in German is angel, Geist is spirit or ghost, which is my last name. So that's the name of the business, Engelgeist, and it's me basically. And I like to do readings, and my readings are done over the phone or over Facebook video. They can be done from anywhere in the world, as long as we have a good internet connection or a good phone connection. And they can be payable via PayPal. I'm just putting that all out there now. I don't like to feel like I'm hammering you guys, but I do need to let you know that this is how I support myself, and this is my dream. But I also need to remind myself that this is what I love to do by doing it, even if I have to do it for free. So every so often, I like to get online and I like to do what I call tarot pop-ups, where I just sort of pop online and give away free mini readings, single card readings. Oh, great, here comes another dog, another culprit. And I will bounce back and forth between the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel. Yeah, Ducky says, please like and share so Dan will do more. And that's true. And follow me too, also, so that you're notified on Facebook when I go on, because I usually post live from my personal page and then I repost it to my business page. So you can also like and follow my business page if you would like. You can message me at my business page. You can also message me at my personal page for any information or questions you may have. But sometimes I don't see them because they end up in another folder. So the business page always works the best. So I'm going to start with what's going on over here on YouTube. It's so many screens to read, guys. Karen, you're crabby today. Well, it's funny, Karen. The compassion incense that I chose today, I actually picked for you because I was kind of thinking about your dog and your loss. And so I was thinking compassion would be good for us tonight as a group. So that's why we're burning the compassion tonight. And I hope that time will help to heal that loss for you. Yeah, Mary Accordino, you did get to see me twice today, so we must be in sync. We must be linking up. Something's going on. Okay, so I'm going to ask this one favor too. If we can, I would love to do, because Facebook Live allows video to video. If you're willing to come on video, let me know that too, because I would love to do it where I can talk to you directly. Because sometimes the pauses when I'm waiting for yeses or nos or affirmations on things, it's a little boring. For not only you, but me too. So I like it when I can do video to video, if that's possible, if you're comfortable being read that way in front of a group of people. Those of you on YouTube, you may not be able to see it, but maybe you can hear it because the screens are close to one another. So, and subscribe. Yes, Ducky says subscribe. Ducky, you need to teach me, are you doing jumps to the front? Yeah, if people want to make donations, you can certainly make donations, and that will guarantee you a reading, a card. Usually, donations are like $5 to $10, depending on how generous you feel. Um, uh, this was an idea of Ducky's. If you send a donation, then I will open my PayPal and try and keep a running track of that. And as I'm doing that, I will do them in the orders of that. But then I do want to make sure to get some frees done too. So if donations start coming in and I start doing donations, don't worry, I will save a free reading or two for the end, just so that everybody at least gets something. Because I hate posting that it's about free readings and then it becomes all about donations, and then people feel like, it's been shifted. So I am going to start right now with free reading. So I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Somebody give me that number, and I will. It's not 7. No, Belen. No, Karen. It's not 7. Hey, Jamie, how are you? No, it's not 7. It's not 9. And Jewel, it's not 3. It's not 7. It's not 7, guys. Everybody's on 7 tonight. Maybe it should have been 7. It's not 7. No, Maria, it's not 7. No, Belen, it's not 5. Oh my God, you guys, it's only 10 numbers. It's not 3 either. No, it's not 3. It's not 1. It's not 2. It's not 7692, Ducky. Jamie Fletcher, it's not 4. Elaine Lenartz, it's 6. Elaine, you've gotten it. Elaine got it. We've got a winner. Stop calling out numbers. Elaine Lenartz. Elaine, I see a camera by your picture. Are you willing to come online with me? If I invite you online, are you willing to come online while I pull a card for you? Just give me a yes or no. And if it's no, that's fine too. Elaine, you got it. Elaine, you already won it with a 6. You can stop guessing. You guys, stop guessing. Elaine, would you like to come on camera? I just need a yes or no, Elaine. Oh my God, you guys are still throwing. No, you don't want to come on camera. Okay. All right, Elaine, I'm going to pull a card for you. Give me one moment. Elaine, so for you, I get as I'm shuffling the cards, I get tapped into this very serious energy. It almost borders on anger, but it's not really quite anger, but it's definitely very serious, like no bullshit, all business. Does that make sense to you? Does that sound like you at all? It's sort of like the vibration is very not today, this is how we're gonna do things. Can you give me a yes or no on that, please? This is why I like to bring people on camera, because it moves faster, because I have to wait for yeses and nos. So I want to make sure that I'm connected to, at the moment, yes. All right, thank you, Elaine. So let's look at your card. So your card is the 2 of crystals, which is equanimity. I'm just going to hold this up here really quick. And to me, this is interesting. The minute I flip this over, this feels like you're contemplating the possibility of a relationship and whether or not it's good for you or not. And the reason why I say that is there's this giant diamond. I'm not even sure if you're maybe thinking about leaving your husband or boyfriend, long-term boyfriend. And I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying that's the exact read, but that was the first thing that hit me when I flipped the card over. Is I was thinking of wow, this feels like this is a relationship between 2 people that are caught in their mind, or at least you are, Elaine. And there might be a lot of things that have transpired between the two of you that you can't necessarily seem to let go of mentally or get around mentally. It seems like there's quite a bit of a maybe a struggle between the two of you. And this doesn't necessarily have to be a husband or a boyfriend. This could be, I feel like it is a male figure. So like, I don't know if it's a son or a brother, but if it is somebody that you're sort of, I wouldn't say at odds with, but like you sort of are struggling with. Does that make sense? And you have to sort of be strong and like that serious nature that I felt in the shuffle that was like bordering on anger. It was just kind of like a no, like very clear boundary no. So I feel like, can you give me a friend? Yes. And it's male. Is that correct? Elaine? Like it's a close friend. It's a dear friend, I feel like. And the only reason why I feel like that is it feels like it's a long-term relationship. To me, when I look at this, it feels like there's possibility for reconciliation, and there's a possibility for sort of getting back to where you guys maybe once were at one point. But it almost feels like so much has transpired between the two of you that maybe you might be considering that it's not actually going to work, like that there's just too much like sort of water under the bridge, that the balance is off, that the equanimity or the equality is not all there. And so it's really, to me, this card feels like you're sort of at a crossroads in the sense of, do I want to really dig in and push forward and try and make this work with this friend anymore? Because there is this, I feel like there's this length or there's like years of what was good. It almost like, it's funny to me because it feels like it was such a good friendship. Like it could have almost been a marriage. Like it was like a best friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, you don't know if yes, she's saying, and just for the people at YouTube, she's responding and saying, yes, she's not sure if it's worth it. And that's because there's been like lots of struggles that you guys have worked through. And there's also more struggles to come. Unfortunately, you're aware of them and you can see them. I think that this is how I'm going to read this card for you because I need to sort of keep it quick. I think that there is a possibility if you were to open your mind and open your heart a little bit, and I'm not saying it's just all you and your mind and your heart that's responsible for what's going on, but what I am saying is that if you want to find some common ground with this person, it is possible, but it's going to require some work. There's some old hard feelings between the both of you that exist. And there's I'm going to say this, there's old hard feelings between the both of you, but there's also still love feelings between the both of you. There's also still a really strong friendship bond that's there underneath all of that bullshit and the crap that's been going on. So it's kind of like a matter of which one are we going to like vibrate from or operate from? Are we going to operate from the love and the remembrance of who this person once was in our life and what they meant to us? Or are we going to operate from the place of, this is what they did to us and God damn them? So that decision is kind of up to you. There is a definite, I'm going to say this, in this diamond here says that there's definitely something to be learned from this situation. There is a treasure to be found, whatever that decision is for you. I'm not going to tell you what the decision should be because that's really up to you and your own self-will. But depending on what work you decide to put in or what boundaries you decide to draw, there is going to be a benefit to either the continuum, to either drawing the boundaries and saying no more, or to possibly trying to work through your issues. I feel like there's bigger issues coming now, and I feel like you both know this, and so it might be, this is more advice than reading, but I think that your intuition or what's going on for you is telling you it's better that maybe that what's coming is bigger than what you want to deal with. And sometimes when we walk away with love, that's just as strong as that can be just as strong a learning lesson in how to walk away and let go of something fully with love and allow it to be. And what's that silly phrase about, like, if you love something, set it free. And then I think there's the other part of the bumper stickers is if it doesn't come back, hunt it down and kill it. But we're not going to do that part of it. We'll just set it free. if that's what you choose to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that there, like I said, this diamond in the center of this card says to me that there's definitely something beautiful to be learned from this relationship, even if it may not feel super comfortable to you right now. And it might feel like there's a sort of a loss, or it's not the way it once was. It will give you a treasure that you don't understand, no matter how you choose to handle it. And get out of your mind a little bit about it too, because crystals is a mind card. So I think you're giving it a lot of thought, and that thought might be a little bit running on the negative side, and it might be making it harder for you to see the possibilities of other options if you were open to them. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for you, Elaine. I hope that that's good. I hope that makes sense to you. If you really enjoyed it, you can certainly send me a donation as a thank you. I always appreciate that. You don't have to, though. It is a free reading if you would like to keep it free. But like I said, I do this for my work. And if you wanted a more in-detailed reading, I can always do that too, where I look at more cards and get more specific about stuff. That's the thing with these single card readings. They're a little bit generalized because, not only are we're looking at a whole person and all the facets of their life, but we're looking at them, through just one single card, one single aspect. So that's kind of, you're going to get sort of more vaguer answers, if that makes sense. Okay. Thank you, Marita. Thank you very much. Yes, Elaine says, yes, I'm thinking about it too much. You are, a little bit. And you're making it a little bit bigger than it needs to be. If you can find that forgiveness, and like I said earlier, open your heart and open your mind a little bit, there is room for movement. There is room for getting back to remembering why you guys sort of loved each other in the first place. And she's just saying, everything's not lost. So I think that's a sign. So I'm going to say, go with it, sister. You do what you feel is best. Trust your intuition. And regardless of what you choose to do, whether you choose to hold on or you choose to let go, do it with love. That's going to be your best bet. Okay, so now that number pulling was great, but it got a little confusing. So I'm going to pick somebody from Facebook. I mean, not from Facebook, from YouTube. Let me see here. The music is a bit too loud. Let me turn it down. I'm sorry, Jewel. Is that better? I hope that's better. Delayed response time since you're in Mexico. And my YouTube is a tiny bit ahead of my Facebook stream. Weird. It's like a alternate universe. All right, so let me see. Who on? All right, Karen, you want a card? You probably asked. I'll give you a card because you've had a rough week. I know a little bit about your week. So, Karen, I'm going to give you one since you're over on the YouTube screen. So hold with me. I'm going to assume I have your permission because you're asking. Okay, Karen Albano. I hope that's how it's pronounced. Albano, I hope. For you, I get a very vague card in the deck. It's funny. Your shuffle to me felt sort of fast moving. Like I almost feel like you're trying to keep yourself overly focused and really busy right now. I know that you mentioned earlier, like I think it was last week, about your dog and the loss of your dog. And so I know that's going on for you personally. But I sort of feel like I feel like the fastness, it's like almost trying to keep yourself preoccupied, keep your mind preoccupied, keep yourself busy, so to speak, so that you can't sort of slow down and maybe sit with the feelings. And when I look at the card that you get is sort of this vague card. It's a part of the major arcana. It's called the art card. I'm going to show this over here. And the reason why this is sort of a vague card is, to me, this is like the gamut of the emotions, right? I'll show this to both of you so like you can all see. See how we have got this pool of anger down here, this hot lava burning down here? Like that to me always signifies like underlying resentment, anger, sort of, just stuff that we've got like that we haven't necessarily fully, we've maybe dealt with it, we've learned how to contain it, we've learned how to, we're aware it's there, but we're not really necessarily sure what to do with it just yet. And then there's this, this hand with all of this water pouring through it, which says to me that it's also a very emotional period, like tears wise. So there's like this fluctuation between sadness and anger. There's a definite transformation that's about to happen. There's a butterfly in here in Native American culture. Butterflies represent transformation. And so there's a transformation that's happening through this process for you right now. And it being the art card just in general means that it's sort of wide open. And when I think of art, I think of creation. I think that we get the opportunity to sort of create the experience that we want. And a lot of times I myself, as do I assume a lot of you, I myself forget that. And so a lot of times we don't realize that it's the emotional body that's giving off our signals to like the physical and emotional body that is giving us off signals as to what we're actually creating in our world, right? And so this art card to me says to me that you're joking around with me and you're going, I'm a real crabby ass. Give the crabby ass a card. Well, this card says to me that like this crabby ass needs to pay attention to exactly how crabby she's being. And is she being a crabby ass because she doesn't necessarily really want to deal with maybe the fact that she's sadder than she really is, that maybe she's hurt a little bit more than she really is? Is she keeping herself sort of busy to avoid sort of sitting with herself in a moment, to sort of maybe be in the present moment and feel what's really going on? Because when I look at this card isn't a bad card. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just reminding us that what we're carrying with us emotionally is what we're also creating, what we're sort of putting out there. And there is this wide open sky with this rainbow here, right? So there is hope here. There is this freedom that comes from these experiences if we learn how to like use them to have them work for us, to learn to have them sort of transform us in a way, right? Our what do they say? Like the tears are the shedding of the soul. And so sometimes, sometimes we need to have those, give ourselves those moments of be it pure sadness or pure anger or whatever it is that we're feeling, to sort of shed it off of ourselves and process it and transmute it and let it go. And so I kind of feel like this is your card. I feel like this is going to be your card. When I look at this card, I feel like this might be your card for a little while. So my advice to you, or what I would suggest, is like be really conscious and aware about sort of where your emotions are at any given time, because I feel like they might be all over the board. You might be going from sadness to anger to overwhelmed to super busy to micromanaging to, that was that fastness that I was feeling with your shuffle, that sort of almost trying to stay busy to avoid dealing with some of these feelings, to avoid like getting sucked in. This card also has a little bit of an intuition to it too, and I feel like you intuitively sort of maybe know that like some of the feelings underneath the surface might feel bigger and scarier than they feel. They might feel bigger and scarier than you feel that you can handle. But this card says to me that you can completely handle it. You just need to allow yourself the time and space, like create a safe space for yourself too, and create that art. And create that energy that allows you to sort of release it. Does that make sense? Now I'm a crabby crybaby, she says. I'm not trying to make you cry, but I'm just thinking that there's stuff going on here for you that I have to approve that comment, Karen. Karen, I said, does this make sense? And Karen says, fuck yes. And I have to hit show on YouTube because it won't approve because she says, fuck yes. There's just, you're fine, girl. And this is the thing too. It's an art card. It's the art card, so it's the major arcana, which says to me that it's got quite a bit of energy around it and a lot of like oomph underneath it. You know, it's got to push. It's not gonna just go away. It's not gonna leave you alone. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be with you until you sort of sit with it and sort of master it. And you will. You certainly will. Just give it some time. Give it some time, my dear. All right, so I'm gonna end that there. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a great idea too. Thank you, Ducky just suggested if you like your reading, if you like your card, if it made any sense to you or resonated with you. Another way you can help me if you don't want to make a donation is you can certainly go to my business page and just do a little star review and just talk about your experience with the card that I gave you and whether or not it resonated and you liked it. That helps me too, just because it lets people see that I'm doing current readings that are of value. I hope they're of value. I hope they help you guys. Let me see here. Karen, it says, I'm going to kick some ass. And Decky says we're all here for you. And it's true, we are here for you, Karen. We have been thinking about you. I think we even in another video, I'm not sure if you saw it. I don't think you were here that morning. We had a moment of silence for you and your dog on one of the videos because we were thinking about you that morning. You were with us. We were wondering if you were okay. Kelly Pritchard, I just noticed that you just followed me. So I'm going to give you a card just for following me because you actually did some of the things that I've asked. And if you've subscribed to my YouTube channel, you're even more amazing. So Kelly, I'm going to give you a card. Kelly Pritchard, I see that you have a video camera. Would you come on camera with me? Would you feel comfortable doing that? Just give me a yes or no. Kelly? Are you there, my dear? There might be a lapse. Kelly Pritchard. So would you like to come on video, Kelly? That's what I want to know. Can I pull you on? So we can do it over video just so that it can move a little bit quicker. So I'm not waiting for yeses and nos. Is that possible? Do you feel comfortable doing that? Wait, now I don't see your camera. Okay, not really. Grandkids running around. All right, Kelly. I'm going to just assume I have your permission since you're asking. And give me one moment. It's okay. Don't worry, Kelly. All right, Kelly Pritchard, for you, when I give you a shuffle and I feel the cards, and as I'm shuffling the cards, I feel first off like a real loving energy coming from you, but it's almost a little bit like sort of like, I don't know if clumsy is the right word, but it's sort of like it's like a big bear hug, like like as I'm pushing the cards together, things come together sort of easily, but they're kind of clumpy and sort of like, and it's all real loving. Does that make sense? Are you with me on that at all? I feel like sort of you're probably the problem solver amongst your friends and your family. You're the one taking care of everybody's needs and loving on them. Kind of, does that make sense? Can I get a yes or no? Feels a little bit like, not clumsy, but like fumbling. I don't know. I don't know. It's like oafy in a way. Is that LOL a yes, Kelly? Would that make sense? Are you a little bit clumsy maybe and very loving and like kind of bear huggish and like, oh, come on, kind of. That's the energy I get from your shuffle. But the thing is I feel like you don't get a lot of resistance and you actually get a like, she says, yes, true. Okay, perfect. You don't get a lot of resistance from that because you meet the world with such like sweet, sort of like loving energy, even though it might be a little bit heavy or I don't know if syrupy is the right word, but it's like it's sort of that sort of sweet, like oh, come on, energy, and it actually gets you through a lot of situations in a very uh, it gets you through things pretty easily. It feels like. So your card is the Empress. Really good card, major arcana card. It seems like, has it all been major arcana cards tonight? We had art, we had Empress. What was the first one? I don't remember what the first one was. But a lot of energy with this card. She actually showed up for this week's spread, so that's interesting. But for the energy of this week, the Empress to me, she looks like she's the lady that's in charge, right? She looks like she's the lady that kind of makes all the calls, she sort of like makes the decisions. Even if people don't necessarily know she's the one making the decisions, she might be making them from behind the scenes or convincing people that they're making the decisions, but they're really her decisions that she's got them making. Does that make sense? I like that she feels centered and she feels grounded to me. She's very compassionate. She's, the Empress represents like fertility, creativity, compassion, things of that nature. So it's like sort of like you're able to get things done, but I feel like you have to do everything on your own. There's this sort of, even if you have to maybe like convince others, I'm not necessarily saying that you're single or not married, but I feel like it feels like a lot of the weight of making sure that stuff gets done falls to your shoulders for say maybe your family, your friends, those sort of things. It feels like you carry that weight. It's not a problem that you carry that weight. I don't feel like there's an issue with this card in that way, but I feel like there is sort of this loneliness that comes with this role that you play, where it's almost like, okay, that loving energy that I was talking about that's in the spread that you give so freely to others, who gives that back to you? And that's what I feel like in this card is I don't necessarily know that is given back to you. Yes, a lot going on raising my grandsons alone. And you're widowed. Okay. So that makes sense. To me, it feels like you give more sort of than you get back. With this card, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I don't think that it's a wrong thing. The only thing that it's making me think of is making sure that you get that back for yourself. The Empress is a good card in the sense that she's in charge, she's stable, she feels grounded to me, she feels centered, she feels aware of her surroundings, she knows sort of where her place is in the world. But I also think that there is some room for like some emotional healing that you could have, or some release of some sadness, maybe loss of your loved one, things like that you maybe have had to put off because of other responsibilities. Reason why I say that is because when I look at this card, what's drawing my attention is this waterfall here, which makes me feel like tears that are like yet to be released or have not been released. This golden statue in the center reminds me of you, like she's representing as you in charge, protected, secure. You know what you're capable of. You kind of run your world as best you know how, and you're pretty centered in it and got everything under control. You kind of can see problems as they're coming and deal with them. But there's this underlying like emotional aspect to this card that I feel like you don't necessarily, hey, Janet, you don't necessarily get those moments where you get to have, this is similar to like kind of what I was telling Karen. Sometimes there's themes with group nights where some of us are vibrating at the same level. That's why we're all here in the same chat room watching the same video. We're not necessarily honoring our emotions. And I feel like, I don't think that this is you not honoring them. I think that it's just like you, if anything, there would be a benefit to you having some quiet time to sort of have your feelings too, and to give back some of that love that you give so freely to others, and some of that compassion that you give so freely to others, to give it to either turn it in on yourself or find places and sources where you can give that to yourself in return because you deserve it. You give it so freely to others, and your shuffle felt so like sort of like friendly and lovely and giving that I just feel like this Empress, she almost believes like she doesn't necessarily need it back, but she does. And so kind of keep that in mind. Hey, Jennifer Kelly, how are you? Keep that in mind. But it's a very strong, powerful, beautiful card. And so I think that you're in a good place. Stay loving and stay doing what you're doing. Stay grounded and centered and know that you've got this. And you've even got it when you see problems on the horizon and you see them coming. You're able to sort of use your strengths and abilities to divert them or work your way around them before they even happen. So, what is this? Okay. So, hey, Jennifer Kelly, how are you? If you like your cards, like Ducky's saying, please leave a review on my business page. If you liked your card, hey, Michaela. Hey, Michelle, how are you? You can also always make a donation. My PayPal link is there. If you felt like you enjoyed your card, a donation is always gladly accepted, but it can be free. I'm glad it resonated for you, Kelly. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Remember, just think about the energy of the Empress. Remember, you're in charge. You get to make the decisions, and the decisions you make are calculated, wise, grounded, and compassionate. And that's always a really good place to come from. So that's really good. Let me see, who's over here in YouTube land that I haven't, let's see. Hey from Australia, hey Kay. Please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys are new. Is there anybody here that has just recently subscribed or is new on the YouTube side of things? So Kay from Australia, you just subscribed to the YouTube channel, so let's do a card for you. So I'm going to assume I have your permission, Kay. Give me one moment. So Kay, for your shuffle, it's kind of strange. I feel confusion. I almost feel a little dizzy. I'm not sure what that's about. It makes me feel like super like swirly. I'm not sure. And then like the word confusion comes up. Like I'm not sure if you're like conflicted on a decision of some sort and confused about which way to go. If anything, I feel like it may be, for some reason, it was making me literally feel dizzy as I was trying to connect to the energy. So I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if that's, I'm not like a medical intuitive, so I don't know if it's health related or if it is just a very heavy decision that you have on your hands that you're trying to make. But it definitely gave me a dizziness feeling. When I flip over your card, though, the interesting card that I have here is the Star. And again, major arcana, guys, lots of energy tonight. So the star card here, it says to me, she's similar to the Empress in the sense that she sort of is in her own feminine intuition and in her own feminine power. And when I think about the fact that there was so much confusion and dizziness sort of going on in the shuffle, the star card says to me that it makes me want to ask you, why is it that you don't trust yourself? And then when I say that to myself, the voice that I hear in the back of my head is like, I hear this sort of idea that like, well, she's never been told that she can. Like everybody's maybe told her, oh no, you can't do that, or oh no, that's wrong, or oh no, that can't be right. Like I feel like you've never been sort of instilled with this idea of actually having the answers. Does that make sense? In life, like people have doubted you or questioned your ability. And then the reason why I say that is because this star card says to me that you have all of the ability that you need. You have this, you are the star card. She's compassionate, she's gentle, she may not be the most loudest, like craziest person in the room, but her intuitive self and her knowing, as quiet as it may be, is accurate as anything in the universe, right? And so people maybe don't necessarily listen to you or take on your advice or think that you may know what you're talking about, or they might like approach you in that way or treat you in that way. It says, Kay says, just for the people over on Facebook, Kay just responded with, I'm very conflicted and have a lot of self-doubt. Don't, honey. This star card says to me that you have more power than you even know. That you are able to, if you listen to yourself, if you get really quiet and you listen to your own intuition, you have the answers. You're also, I know that you're like, just from this card, it being this card that shows up, that you tend to probably put other people's needs in front of yours. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think that's a very sweet and endearing quality, but it's also hard to trust your own information and trust your own sort of judgment when you're so busy tending to other people and what they need and what they say they think that you need to give them and all of this crazy shit. Does that make sense? This card to me says you need to break free of that and trust yourself and float through the universe as the star that you are. Shine brightly without necessarily needing to impress anybody. You don't that's not even your goal. I don't feel like that's the goal of the stars of a card, of this card. That's not necessarily the goal, but it does feel to me like it's almost like your confidence. You say that you're full of self-doubt. It's like your confidence, the star has a confidence that is so quiet and almost so intuitive in nature that you're gonna have to find it like kind of deep within yourself and bring it forward and know that it's stronger than anything you've ever come in contact with. Does that make sense? So when you find that, it's not even a matter of when you find it, because this is the card that shows up for you. You have it. So let's like start to look at it from that perspective. You have it already within you. When you start to bring it forward more and trust it more, the stronger it will become, the more beautiful it will become, the more compassionate it will become, the more capable you will become. And the more people will like sort of turn to you, not necessarily for you to give them help or assistance like you maybe have been in the past, but for you to sort of guide them. Because like when you think of a star in the sky, you know, we use stars to kind of navigate and we use them for light at night to guide us through the darkness. And that's the power of this card. So any confusion and any worry and any doubt that you might be dealing with, you need to remember, like, you can find your way through that if you just go deep within and listen to yourself and your own feminine intuition. It's there, it's strong, sister, it is strong. So trust it. Kay says from the people on the Facebook side, Kay says, yes, I've been trying to get more into spirituality to build my confidence, but I am still confused as to the big decision to make. All tarot readings I do for myself say to trust my intuition, LOL. honey, that's what this card is about. And this is the thing. This is why the big decision that you're supposed to make that I can kind of feel that was like making me sort of dizzy with it, because it's probably driving you a little bit nuts. Here's the thing. It's your decision. I'm not making it for you. I don't want to make it for you. The key here is you to find this quiet confidence, to trust your intuition, to make the decision to move forward with it, because that's where the power is for you. And that's where you're going to learn the most and experience the most and get the most from it all. And the star card says to me that you have it all at your disposal. It's just the problem. It's not a problem. How do I want to say it? The deal with the star card is that it's quiet. It's centered, it's intuitive, it's quiet. So you have to listen closely, right? But once you hear it and once you know it, it's a knowing like nothing you're going to want to trade. Does that make sense? So I hope you find it, and I hope you're able to make your decision. I hope that card resonates. Thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Please tune in. I do a reading every morning for the energy of the day. And on Sundays, I do readings for the week. You can also book readings over personal readings through my business page. My About Me has all of that information on it. And you can contact me at my Facebook business page. And it could be more in depth because more cards are laid out. Blah, 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 blah. And it's payable via PayPal. And you all know that too. And I have to say that because that's why I do this. Even though it is free, I do this as a business. So this is my version of marketing to give you guys a taste of who I am and what I do, and give you an idea of what it might be like to have a reading with me, so that if you feel intuitively drawn, that you'll reach out, contact me, and possibly, we'll book a reading. And also, please, if anybody enjoyed the cards, please leave a review, as Ducky says. Thank you, Ducky. Ducky's like amazing at reminding me to do this stuff, because I'm not always the best at A, being on camera, or B, dealing with technology. But if you did enjoy your one card reading, please feel free to write a small review or a recommendation on Facebook at the business page. I would greatly appreciate it. It's been almost an hour, guys. I think I'm going to sign off because I have to go move my laundry now from the washer to the dryer, and I have to get my sheets done. I mean, my bed cover done and stuff, so that I have a bed to crawl into tonight. But it's good to spend an hour, and I will be back on, hopefully, maybe later this week, if not early next week. I'm on every morning doing a daily. If you guys sign on, follow my personal page on Facebook or my business page, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. All that information is pinned or in the post, and you guys can see me every morning that way. I do a card for the day for the group, for the energy of the day. So I am on every morning, and you can catch me that way. Okay? And when pop-ups come up, you can always join in, and hopefully you'll get a free card. And if not, you can always book a reading. They're only $40. So, and they take about an hour, and they're done over the phone or Facebook video. So, and they're, I like to think they're pretty amazing without sounding like a bragger. But that's what I've heard from people. Anyways, I gotta go because even though, I work as a clairvoyant doing psychic work, I still have to do my laundry. So go figure. All right, I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, donate, follow, all of that stuff. And I will talk to you all later. All right, have a good night.